Hey YouTube, today we're going to be comparing two Rolex watches, and what I have here in front of us is I have a Rolex 116610LN Submariner, and I have a Rolex 116660 Deep Sea Dweller. Now, these both are divers watches, and I want to do a comparison of them to show you some of the similarities and some of the differences in them. And we'll start off by picking up this Submariner. This is the one that I happen to wear every single day of my life, so it is going to be a little bit dirty, but this is the Rolex 116610LN. This was released in, I believe, 2011. This is what they call the super case, so it has some wide lugs on them, and you see it sharply tapers down to the size of the bracelet right here. Has a ceramic bezel on it, and on the inside of the numbers are actual platinum on the inside of it. It's got a unidirectional dial on it, so it will only turn one way, and when you turn this bezel around, it's 120 clicks that sends it home all the way around. So Rolexes are real smooth. There's no kind of play in them or anything like that. It's got a triple lock crown on it, so it is water resistant up to 1,000 feet. And I'll show you real close. You can read on the dial. It actually says that right there. Now the Rolex Submariner has a 2.5 times magnified Cyclops on it, so the date is magnified 2.5 times. And if you look real close underneath there, you'll see the magnification on them. Now if you'll look at this and a reflection like this, and I'll try and do this in the light here, Rolex does what they call the black hole effect. So it has no anti-glare on the crystal, but when you look at the date, it actually looks like it's looking inside of a hole. So it's pretty cool little concept they came up with. Very robust watch. It is it features an oyster bracelet that is brushed stainless on the outside, brushed stainless on the clasp, and like I said, this was a little scratched up, and then on the edge it is polished sides. Now when Rolex came out with this super case watch, one of the things that amazed me about it is this clasp on them. First of all, the older Rolex watches, Submariners, had hollow center links, and these are all solid center links, and it has a double locking clasp on it, just like all the newer Rolex does, and you'll see the inside of it's polished off. It's just a little dirty. You just snap it, and everything snaps together really positive. Now this being a diver's watch, with the older Rolex watches, they had a little diver's extension on the actual bracelet. So if you were to put that over a wetsuit, you could adjust it to where it would fit over your wetsuit if you were actually using it for diving. People that do desk diving like me, when you wear it out on like a hot day or something like that, and your wrist seems to expand a little bit, it has what they call the glide lock system. So you open this watch up, and you'll look inside here, you just pull out on this, and you can adjust this watch to anywhere that you want on the fly very easily. You just slide it anywhere you want, and then you snap it back down and close the clasp back. I really like that when they came out with that. I think they hit a home run when they did this on this watch. But basically, this is a Rolex Submariner, the newer ceramic they call it. They do have a 41 millimeter one out now, and unless you see them side by side, you cannot tell the difference in them. But this is the 40 millimeter 116610 LN Rolex Submariner. Now the one that we're going to compare it to is a 44 millimeter, and this is a 116660 Deep Sea Dweller, and this is what they call the James Cameron edition. Now this is also a diver's watch, but if you'll notice on this one goes to 12,800 feet, or 3,800 meters. So it's much deeper rated than the Submariner, and if you'll look at it side by side, it absolutely dwarfs the Submariner because it is a 44 millimeter watch. Now the big difference you'll notice is you flip the Submariner over to the side, and you'll see the thickness of it. If you'll look at it next to this Deep Sea Dweller, I mean, it absolutely dwarfs it. This is a large, heavy watch, folks, very large. One of the other differences in the two is you look at the backs of them, and I'm going to try and do this without fumbling around. On this Deep Sea Dweller, this is the only one that I know currently, a Rolex watch, that has a titanium back on it. So this case back is made out of titanium, where when you get the standard Submariner, it just has the plain Jane Rolex stainless case back to it, which there's nothing wrong with that, with nothing written on it. On the Sea Dweller, it'll tell you the depth that it goes to, and it'll say that it's a Rolex Oyster Deep Sea. It's pretty cool though. It is a titanium back on it, so it's the only one that has the titanium back. Same with the Submariner. It's got brushed stainless sides, and then the edges of it are polished. Now where you really start getting into the difference here is when you get into this clasp on this watch, and this is neat, folks. This is really what makes me like this watch a whole lot. So it looks exactly like the Submariner clasp. When you look at them side by side, you can see no difference just by looking at them. But when you pick this Deep Sea up, you can pull this back while it's still on your wrist, and you take your thumbnail and pry underneath there, and this pops up, and you can actually adjust this watch, this glide lock, without ever removing it from your wrist. And I think that is super cool. Now, the added feature to it is not only does it have that feature to it, it also has it has a diver's extension on it also. So you have a bunch of different ways to size this watch without ever removing it from your wrist while you're making your deep dive underneath deep sea. So one of the reasons they do something like this is if you needed to make an adjustment, you know, if there was some kind of temperature change or something like that, and you got into to where you had to make an adjustment on the fly, you can do it with this watch without ever having to worry about your watch sinking down to the bottom of the sea and possibly landing on the Titanic or something and being lost for But it's really cool. You can do it while it's on your wrist, you know, and with the Submariner you actually have to remove it to work that glide lock. This one has a gas escape system built into the side because this was built to withstand much deeper depths than the Submariner. Now the Submariner is probably going to be rated probably deeper than any of us are ever going to dive, but this one here is the granddaddy of them all, folks. And I'll show you the re-halt here. It actually says original gas escape valve right here, and it says it's got a ring lock system on them. So one of the other differences is this one does not have a date cyclops on the actual Deep Sea Dweller, where the Submariner does have a magnification on the date. But very neat watches. They're both diver watches. This one's a lot larger. This one's rated for a lot deeper waters. Both stainless steel, both classic watches if you're looking at getting a Rolex diver's watch. But anyway, folks, I just want to show you some of the differences in a Rolex Submariner and a Rolex Deep Sea Dweller. If you have any questions on these two watches, I'm not a Rolex expert. I know enough to be dangerous, but I'll try and answer any questions that you may have. Thank you very much for watching my video today, and you folks have a great day.